I created G-plans out of nutrition frustration. One day during nutrition studies at Duke University, we came across a revelation. We discovered that everyone has a completely unique metabolic structure and type. Eating a generic diet program will not get you the results you want, and you will continue on a path of yo-yo dieting forever. Ultimately, sustainable food programs are built within your own specific metabolic template.
I eat what Dr. G tells me to eat for my metabolic type. I don't call this program a diet because I eat more than on other programs.
Hello and welcome to today's nutrition masterclass. I'm so glad you're here and you've joined us today. My name is Savannah. Of course, I'm a nutritionist here at G-Plans, and each Wednesday I'm live with a new nutrition related topic. So glad to see you here today. I see Rebecca, Judy. Glad to see y'all. And again, what we're gonna dive in today is a new topic, of course, every week with Nutrition Masterclass. Today we're going to be discussing specifically your metabolism and how that can affect overall weight loss. Specifically, with that being said, we're going to go over a few factors that could possibly slow down your metabolism, as well as some factors that could help to give your metabolism a little boost and speed things up. So we're going to dive right in just a minute, but please remember, if you have some questions kind of come up through our presentation, please feel free to add those in the chat box today, and I'd love to take those and have a little conversation at the end of our presentation. So we'll dive right in here. All right. All right, so yeah, our topic for today is on your metabolism and weight loss. Okay. All right, so first thing here, always like to say, of course, yeah, if you have some question for today's presentation, you can add those in the chat box. You can also feel free, maybe you have something a little more personal, a little longer, you can reach out to me through email. My email's there on the screen, and this will also be in the chat box for you today as well. All right, so here's our overview of what we're going to cover today. So I'm going to go over an introduction to today's topic. Next, we're going to go over a broad overview of understanding metabolism. After that, we're going to dive into some factors that could actually slow down your metabolism. That point, I'm going to take a little break and ask you a question to kind of add in the chat box. Then, lastly, we're going to go over some tips that could also help to give your metabolism a boost. And then we're going to close things out with the tip of the week. And then lastly, we also have a great special promotion to go over this week as well. All right, so what is our metabolism? Our metabolism is the process that our body uses to change food truly into fuel, into energy. So even when we are at rest, this is one thing that can be a little tricky, is truly, even when we're just at rest, our bodies really do still need energy for all that we do. This includes things like breathing, sending blood through our body, keeping hormone levels even, and growing and repairing cells. The number of calories that a body at rest uses to do all of these things is known as basal metabolic rate. So basal metabolic rate, BMR, again, you might hear this referred to as what your body needs to function at bed rest. So where your current weight is, where your BMR is, that's going to be how much you need to maintain your current weight with not just no exercise, no activity, just for bodily functions. Your BMR is affected by some factors as well: muscle mass, your weight, age, and other factors too. In addition, we also burn, of course, a certain amount of calories through digestion, and lastly, also our activity during daily life. Today, we're going to discuss more about metabolism, as well as some tips that really could help you to give a little boost and help to speed up your metabolic rate. All right. Okay, so understanding metabolism. Again, the human metabolism is truly like our body's engine that keeps everything running. It takes the food that we eat and it turns it into energy, into fuel that our body needs to function. This process, of course, involves breaking down food into smaller parts called macronutrients and micronutrients. Our macronutrients are the big ones, so that's proteins, carbs, and fats, and micronutrients are things that we need in smaller amounts. That's vitamins and minerals. So metabolism is all about how fast or how slow this conversion is happening, and factors, again, like age, genetics, activity level, can all influence this. Our metabolic rate is influenced by both, again, factors that we can't change, again, like genetics, age, as well as factors that we do have in our control also. Things that we can't change definitely can play a role, but we can focus on what we can control to optimize things. Our choices in food, our activity level, and overall lifestyle also play a big part in really keeping our metabolism healthy. So now we're going to dive in and talk a little more detailed about some factors that can play a role in your metabolic rate. All right, so this is by no means an exhaustive list. These are some big factors, some of the big ones that could play a role in maybe slowing down your metabolism. So again, some of these things are going to be things that might not be in our control as well. As you'll see with the first one, age. As we get older, our metabolic rate does tend to naturally decrease. Part of this can often be due to a loss of muscle mass as we get older, and also changes in hormone levels. So some things, again, we can't do too much about, but we're definitely going to go over some more tips today as well on how you can optimize your metabolism, speed things up too. Next up is going to be a lack of physical activity. So leading a more sedentary lifestyle, not engaging in regular exercise can definitely contribute to a slower metabolic rate. So of course, it comes kind of twofold. We're about to talk more about muscle mass and how important that is, but of course, not getting movement throughout your day and not getting exercise, just being more sedentary, it's definitely going to lower how many calories, of course, your body is burning on a daily basis. Now, muscle loss. So loss of muscle mass, which can occur, again, due to inactivity or inadequate protein intake. So if you've been following a diet that's not only just low in protein, it could be too low in calories overall, that can lead to muscle loss. When we lose muscle mass, this can slow our metabolic rate, as muscles do require more energy to maintain than fat. They give a bit of a boost to our metabolism. So preserving lean muscle mass is so important. Again, caloric restriction, kind of going back to that. So extremely low calorie diets, crash diets can signal our body to conserve energy by slowing down metabolic processes, and they can also contribute to muscle loss as well. So again, making sure that you're eating enough is very important to sustain your metabolism. Hormonal changes, so imbalances in hormones. This can also be things such as thyroid disorders, changes in our sex hormones overall can lead to a decreased metabolic rate. So different things you can do, of course. We do have some past presentations on hormones, so you might want to scroll down on our masterclass page, take a look at that. And then lastly here, a lack of sleep and high stress. So not getting enough sleep and also high levels of stress can both affect hormone production and in turn slow down our metabolic rate. So prioritizing quality sleep as best you can and trying to include some stress management techniques on a regular basis. Find what works for you. This is also so important as part of the big picture for your metabolic health as well. All right, so I want to ask you at this time too, do you have any questions for me? Any particular questions over something we've covered so far or about metabolic health as it comes to weight loss? Feel free to add a question in the chat box there, or reach out to me through email, of course, as well. All right, and so now we're going to cover a few tips that can help to give your metabolism a boost. So first things first, physical activity. So regular exercise, including a mix of both cardiovascular and strength training, can boost metabolism by increasing muscle mass and promoting overall energy expenditure. So this is going to help you to burn more calories, again, so increasing your metabolism that way. And then when you build lean muscle mass, of course, we know, again, you're going to burn more calories at rest with higher muscle mass than with lower. So focus on, again, that mix of cardiovascular and strength training. That's so important. Next is make sure that you are eating enough protein. Consuming adequate protein, again, will support muscle growth and repair, which requires more energy and can increase metabolic rate compared to diets low in protein. So protein also actually requires our metabolism to function a little more in order to just digest it. So protein is so important for many reasons. So definitely make sure you're consuming enough protein when it comes to your metabolism. Next up is going to be also eating regularly. So making sure you are eating consistently. You're eating balanced meals throughout the day. This can help to keep our metabolism active as the body expends energy, of course, digesting and processing food. So when we eat consistently, we eat regularly every few hours, that does help to speed up our metabolism. Going back to what we just mentioned too, so adequate sleep and stress management are very key here. Getting enough quality sleep, managing stress, it's essential for us being healthy overall and also to have a healthy metabolism. Sleep deprivation and stress can both disrupt hormone balance, increase cortisol levels, and slow down the metabolic processes. And last thing here is hydration. So drinking enough water is important for many bodily functions, including our metabolism. Cold water as well can slightly increase calorie expenditure because our body has to warm that up. So make sure you're getting enough water, and you might try sipping some cold water as well. All right, and with that being said, we're going to go right into our tip of the week, which have a few more little added tips that could help to support your metabolism as well. So, research first has shown that green tea contains certain compounds and antioxidants that may have a mild thermogenic effect, which can help, again, that will give your metabolism a boost. So might try sipping some green tea. So when it comes to your hydration, you might, for example, go ahead and have some unsweetened green tea as some of your your water intake for the day. This is also a really good trick as well to give a little bit of flavoring to your water without added sweeteners. Spicy foods as well. So if you're a fan of spicy food, it can speed up your metabolism. They contain certain compounds and certain hot peppers like capsaicin, and these have been shown to temporarily increase metabolic rate. So again, especially if you're on the plan to, a lot of these spicy foods, these spices, they're not going to add any extra calories to your food, or very small amount, and can possibly give a little boost to your metabolic rate. So why not add a little more spices, a little more hot seasoning to your foods too. And last thing here, I'm mentioning just again, so when it comes to water intake, you might try ensuring that more of your water is nice and cold, because again, this can help to speed up metabolism because our body has to warm that water up to body temperature to use it. So these hacks here, I want to stress too, it's not going to be a huge dramatic change, but these little things combined with some of the core that we discussed today, those making sure you're eating consistently, you're eating balanced, combined with some of these tricks can definitely help, again, to speed up your metabolic rate. So I hope these were some helpful tips, some helpful tricks we went over today. This does bring me, we have one more thing to go over today, and that's our special promotion. So if you have any other questions though at this time, feel free to go ahead and add to the chat box. All right. Okay, and then very last thing, we do have a special promotion this week, and it is for our 15-minute nutritional consultations, where these will just be a $9.99 for a short time. So you're gonna want to look in your email after the presentation today for more information on this offer. You can take advantage of it there. But again, if you have more questions, if you want to talk with a nutritionist one-on-one, and then maybe see how working with a nutritionist could possibly help you as well, feel free. We'd love to talk with you. So schedule one of these $9.99 consults, and we'd love to help you and go from there. This does bring me to the end of our presentation today. So again, if you have some other questions, add those to the chat box right now. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, hello. I see a few more people checking in there. Hello to Yolanda from California. I see a question here. It says, what age does metabolism start to slow down? That is a really good question. So there's a lot of factors that can play into this. There have been some studies again that do show that generally maybe in our 30s or so can be about a time where we do possibly start to lose more muscle mass. So for that reason, that could be one cause. Your metabolism might kind of slow down around that time. Of course, there's a lot of factors with this being said, but again, I stress on making sure that you are preserving lean muscle mass. So you're again eating balanced, you're eating regularly. It's really this full picture of health. So when we're focusing on our health overall, that is also going to help our metabolism and speed up our metabolic rate too. So make sure you're eating consistently, make sure you're working out regularly, getting in some strength training as well. All right, I see Gabrielle said, hello from New York, good to see ya. Tori checking in, Alejandra, all right. And I see a question, how do we know how much protein we need and how much water? Another excellent question. Yes. So that's going to vary a little bit from person to person as well. So I would definitely say if you're not on a plan here with G Plans, we're going to help you to learn what you and your body truly needs. So we're going to give you, again, a goal for your water intake daily. We're going to give you a goal for your protein intake. Everybody's a little different. Now for water, I would definitely say good goal in general to shoot for is going to be about a half ounce of water up to 1 full ounce of water per pound that you weigh each day. So somewhere in there, about a half ounce to 1 ounce per pound is going to be a good range to shoot for. Kimmy said, can you only have the consultation once? I don't think so, Kimmy. Check the details. Of course, that'll be in your email today. Go ahead and look for that. But yeah, we'd love to talk with you again. And then Bonnie, check it in too. She said she's from very hot Yuma, Arizona. Good to see you, Bonnie. I hope things start, well, maybe cooling off a little bit here soon. Get you a little bit of a break. Good to see you here. All right. Well, I hope today's presentation was a helpful one. Again, the biggest thing when it comes to metabolism is really going to be that full picture of health. So we want to eat balanced, consistently, get regular activity. And then there's also a few other small things like your water intake, maybe adding in some green tea, little things like this that can help along the way. Now, I would stress though, of course, so if you're not already on a meal plan or you're not already working maybe with a nutritionist, again, try out our $9.99 consult. It's going to be an excellent place to start to get some more individualized information for you, for your needs and your goals moving forward. So we'd love to help you along the way, and we'd also love to see you back again next week. Of course, every Wednesday I'm here with a live nutrition masterclass at 12 o'clock Pacific time. So be back next week with another new topic, and I hope to see you then. All right. Oh, see, another question. Bonnie said, can we watch this again? I missed the first part. You got it, Bonnie. When you go to our G Plans YouTube page, there's some tabs at the top there. One of them says live. So if you click on that live tab, that's going to have all of our pre-recorded YouTube masterclasses that you can view. So you can scroll down and watch any of our past classes as well. And then Rebecca said, what spices would you recommend? That's a good one too. So cayenne pepper is a common one to add. I love red chili flakes too. But again, kind of experiment, see what works for you. You can feel free. So of course, a lot of hot sauces, that might vary a little bit depending on what ingredients they have. But when it comes to spices like cayenne pepper and red pepper flakes, these are so low in calories. Of course, it doesn't really matter. Oh, Rebecca says she added back, I can't do spice. For that, I wouldn't really say, so the spicy, I don't think there's a spice that is not going to be spicy that would do the same sort of action for you. I would recommend in your case, Rebecca, maybe take advantage of that other tip we went over today for the green tea. So again, with your water intake, you can feel free to substitute some of your water intake for the day with unsweetened green tea. So kind of experiment with flavors too. So there's different flavors of green tea out there also. So you can do that, of course, as well to add a little more interest to your water, a little more flavor without sweeteners. So that's a really easy change to make that can also definitely give a metabolic boost as well. But yeah, feel free to email me if you have some questions, or also check out that deal for our $9.99 consults. And do hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you here next week for another nutrition masterclass. Mm-hmm.